let's start off this quarterfinal matchup. Counting down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, and we are off. All right, pretty straightforward here early on. And I was about to go into some fun facts here, but have to sign back into my account. So we'll get that loaded up, and then I'll be able to share some stuff about these players here once I get to the right one. There we go. And we'll start off learning a little bit about our player on the left. That is CryticaLapis here. CryticaLapis still in school, is a roller. He's been to his fair share of tournaments. Just to give you an idea, he's been to 2 Boston, 2 Parity, Philly, the Northeast Regional at Hartford, and he's made the gold bracket in all of them. As far as online stuff, he's done you name it, CryticaLapis has done it. CTM, CTBW. He did the charity tournament that Cobra was running. He's also part of CTL in Division 1. I'm sure you'll see it at some point if we haven't seen it already. He's a high stacker, is really good at digging his way out of it. And right now we're about 35 lines in. 184,000 for CryticaLapis, 190,000 for Cole. So yeah, you can call it neck and neck. I mean, they're about 5,000 points apart as they both throw down a Tetris. Cole on a nice little 630K transition pace. CryticaLapis on a 690,000 transition pace. There's your first hey now of the night. And as you know, CryticaLapis is indeed a roller, but he does have a 761K DAS PB as well, so a multifaceted Tetris player, as it were. But when it comes to things not involving Tetris, he enjoys playing the Battle Cats, Clash Royale, and chess. Doesn't really do many sports, but he does compete in shot put. Doesn't have any household pets, but throughout the family, he's got a few cats. But now we're coming up on halfway, and there is that high stacking we were telling you about. Cole also dealing with some weight on the right well, but should be able to get out of this. Emphasis on should. You know, if RNG would pretty please cooperate a little bit, set up for a dirty Tetris, but not getting the long bar. There it is, dirty Tetris for Cole. And about halfway to transition, both players seen their numbers drop a little bit, probably about a 580K pace for CryticaLapis, and, you know, around, we'll call it a 540 for Cole, maybe 550. As he's working to get that right well open once again, as is CryticaLapis. So both players halfway up the board, getting that well open. CryticaLapis throws down a Tetris, and now currently leads by almost 4 Tetrises, 364K to 286K. That dig is over with. Cole has gotten himself free, won't get a Tetris, but does at least have that right well open. And now we'll see what he's going to do. And yeah, it does look like he's going to maybe go for a left well. He is set up for a left well Tetris. Just needs a long bar to make it happen. There it is, left well Tetris for Cole. Will he stay with it or try and transition things over? I will have to wait and find out. As CryticaLapis is nice and high. This is about a good 2/3 of the way up the board. He's got the well open, but just waiting for that long bar to show up, and it does, and he just flings it over Tetris for CryticaLapis. We're over 100 lines in, nearing the transition. 423K for CryticaLapis, 351 for Cole. So a little over a 3 Tetris edge for CryticaLapis. The line count is basically even, so nobody is in the future or There's no line count discrepancy to affect where they are pace-wise. But of course, we are nearing level 19. And with a little bit of good tuck where CryticaLapis should be able to deal with this hang he's got in his stack. He'll take a couple burns to do it. 2 more Tetrises available for Cole before level 19. CryticaLapis could get 1 more, depending on how he decides to play this out. And I think with how his board's looking, he's he's probably just going to end up having to burn into 19 and will do so at 482k. Meanwhile, CryticaLapis has 1 line available. He's going to have to burn, so unless he goes for a crazy dirty Tetris, I don't think it's possible anymore. He transitions at 467. Both players on to 19 speeds. But no, this game is looking pretty close. Space-wise, you could say neck and neck. 537 for CryticaLapis, 515 for Cole. It's a Tetris lead for CryticaLapis, but it's also a Tetris ahead in the line count. So in essence, they're even as Cole gets a dirty column 8 Tetris. CryticaLapis working to get his board freed up, ready to go again. He's got that mess in column 7 and 8. Gets it opened up. And now he will work to get back to a state of Tetris readiness as Cole has taken the lead 594 to 573. And now it seems like Cole's starting to hit a little groove here on 19 speeds, but not quite the set of pieces he wants. He will get the Tetris to bring it down, but now he's got that gap in column number 3 he's going to have to negotiate with, and could give a slight window of opportunity for CryticaLapis, even though the lead's not big. I mean, it's a lead of about a Tetris for Cole. We're on level 23, just over 50 lines away from the kill screen, and odds are we'll get some level 29 play out of these two, so getting to that kill screen should not be the end of matters for both of our players, but now Cole dealing with the less than ideal stack. He'll get the triple and do a little flat burning to bring it down. Just some good, solid work, making the best of a difficult situation, but the situation got a little more difficult with that hang of the Z piece. And now that lead, which once belonged to Cole, is back in the hands of CryticaLapis, 793 to 709. But also worth noting, CryticaLapis is just under 10 lines ahead, so the deficit may not be as pronounced as it looks on the scoreboard, but that doesn't mean it does not exist. 860 to 729, both players on level 26. CryticaLapis with a good, clean board. Cole potentially setting up. No, he's just going to take that safety burn triple, bring it down, and get himself ready to throw down some Tetrises. He's 1 burn away from opening up that well, and he will have it open and get rewarded with the long bar of Tetris, and now the real work begins. Trailing 960 to 780,000, gets a Vitz, waiting for the long bar. CryticaLapis 2 more Tetrises before kill screen. And Cole with 3 more potential Tetrises before hitting level 29. And there is the max out for CryticaLapis, A02. He gets the Tetris into the kill screen, A39. Cole is in at 861, so CryticaLapis looking to hold on to this lead as we are now into kill screen speeds. Level 29 coming at you. Both players doing a great job of keeping their board low. CryticaLapis is Tetris ready, gets the long bar and the Tetris, A95 now, as CryticaLapis is going to get another one, B33 into level 31. Cole trying to get this board down so he can keep up with the Tetrises, as CryticaLapis has opened up about a 200,000 point lead, but his board is in rough shape. He cannot get the L piece over, or that's a J piece. He tops out, so Cole, you have a chase down. B41 is what you need, so a little over 200,000 points. So this is under a 7 Tetris chase down that we are looking at right here. It's doable. It's just going to take a lot of work. There is 1 Tetris. Approaching the max out is Cole. Again, B41 is what he needs to take this. There is the max out A00 into level 34, 50 lines until level 39. 130,000 points are what's left that Cole needs to get to complete the chase down, take game 1. But you see the head shake. The board's falling apart. I don't know if he can do it. And Cole has topped out at A18. So CryticaLapis will take game number 1. And hello, Lovelace. Good to see you tonight. Oh, man. Okay. Kingsman was eating his controller. Oh, my gosh. But, you know, it does sound like a Kingsman thing to do. Anyway, we move on to the second game. Yeah, I feel that. My level 29 is also awful. All right, we move on to game 2. B8 is the seed. That is B as in Ben Mullen 7. Or sorry, B as in Ben Mullen 8. I'm sorry, B8, not B7, B8. Okay. Got a ready on the left. When I get a ready on the right, we will get started. All right, hey, I see 2 readies. It's time to get game number 2 going. Let's count it on down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, and it be time for game number 2. And we've got to get to know our player on the right, and that is Cole. Also still in school, currently in college, going for... looks like a major in psychology. Of course, also a roller, and Cole has been to his fair share of tournaments. Went to Philly, did Michigan in 2024, did Cleveland in 2024, multi-time top 4 finisher. He's been to CTWC, of course, and was also at Jonas Cup this year. Online, just like CryticaLapis, you name it, he's probably done it. CTM, CTL, Wars, TNP. Cole is one of the players that started from the very bottom of TNP and has escalated all the way to CTL Division 1. Now, outside of the game of Tetris, Cole plays Mario Kart and Minecraft. I can vouch for that. I remember a restream I did of him a while back after he was done, pulled out Mario Kart World and put that on for us. Good times. Now, as far as sports, does Ninja Warrior obstacle courses? I remember hearing about that in the past. That's pretty exciting. And volleyball for fun. So, of course, gets the toast seal of approval right there. Now, we're just over 30 lines in. 183K for CryticaLapis. Now we got a toastress for both. Simultoastress. Make it 205 for CryticaLapis, 185 for Cole, and he's going to get one. So we are basically neck and neck now. And hey, third of the way to transition. These are some monster paces, 690K for Cole. And oh my gosh, is that right? 700. We're going to call it about a 740K pace for CryticaLapis. We'll see if they can maintain this into level 19. So now Cole into a little mild dig situations, has this little bridge-like scenario here halfway up the board. He'll get out of it, starting with that Tetris right there. And CryticaLapis, for the most part, has a fairly clean-looking board over here. And Cole, once he gets these couple of gaps cleared out, will be back to normal and back to your standard traditional Tetris board of cleanliness and parity and no dirties. But he'll get a dirty right there. 570 is the pace for him right now, halfway to 19. 640 the pace for CryticaLapis. So both players have seen those early numbers cool off. A little rough run there in the past 20 to 30 lines, but they're making it work. It's still somewhat close here. I mean, just under a 3 Tetris advantage for CryticaLapis right now. We're just over 75 lines in the books. Current scores 396 to now 338 for Cole, but CryticaLapis fires back one of his own. He's over 400K now as we are gradually getting closer to 100 lines. But of course, as you saw in game number 1, barring absolute disaster, level 18 isn't going to be what decides these games in all likelihood. It's going to be how do they do on 19 and how do they do on the kill screen. That will likely be the main determinant of how these go. But now coming up on 100 lines, still pretty good game. 533,000 for CryticaLapis. 452 is the score for Cole. So, I mean, if CryticaLapis were to go all perfectly efficient, he's got an outside chance at a 700K, but he basically will have to burn nothing. And it's kind of the same with Cole, but he'd be going for a 600K again. That would involve basically no burning, maximum efficiency. So we'll see how close they can get to those numbers. And right there is the 600K on the board for CryticaLapis. He's going to go for a dirty Tetris. Cole waiting for this long bar to arrive. Just have to take a couple of burns. It does finally show up. He's got 3 more Tetrises before hitting level 19. Same with CryticaLapis, but burns will end up affecting that final number, especially on the side of CryticaLapis, who does need a couple of burns to get that well open. Meanwhile, Cole with a nice clean board gets a Tetris. And if he takes one more burn, he'll go into 19. CryticaLapis is now there at 656,000. Cole transitions at 598K, and now it is a race to the kill screen. So 682 to 5. Well, I'll make it 622 now after that one. 682, 622. About 2.5 Tetrises the advantage for CryticaLapis. Cole able to cut into that lead slightly as we made it to transition. And now an opportunity to slice and dice that lead a little more. As CryticaLapis has to burn. He's double long bar dependent, so this is the opening that Cole was waiting for. As he gets a Tetris, and if Cole's able to get a Tetris for CryticaLapis, which he will, he is going to take the lead. 701,000 to 693K. Hey, now into level 21 we go. A dirty left well Tetris for CryticaLapis and a dirty left well triple. And we'll see if he wants to stay dirty or if he wants to bring this board down. Meanwhile, Cole with a good clean board throws down another Tetris. This is good pace from both players. This is about a 1.23 million pace for Cole right now, if I've done my numbers right. And right now for Cole, This is about a 1.14 pace I am seeing for Cole right here as we are entering level 23. And as has kind of been the case for most of 19, CryticaLapis is he's got that board one row off the bottom. He's getting dirty Tetrises. There's another one, and he's actually taken the lead back with that most recent. Cole's got a fairly clean board as well, though right now he's got to put some weight on that right side. Although should have that burned out momentarily. But this game is going back and forth, 897 to 887. CryticaLapis up by about 10,000 points as we're into level 25. And then Cole takes the lead right back. You wanted good, intense Tetris. Game 2 is giving it to you in spades. We've got just this lead that's bounced back and forth so much from about 100 lines until where we're at now. I have no idea who's going to take this one. As they get a simul Tetris, both players with their next Tetris will max out, so could see a double max out. There's the max out for CryticaLapis, A32 into level 27. Meanwhile, Cole waiting for this long bar to show up. It's taking its sweet time. Maybe it's stuck out on these snowy roads we have out here. There is the max out, A26 for Cole, down by a little over a Tetris. Both players on level 27. And a couple of nice tucks from Cole. Good burn, just some very smart Tetris as we near the kill screen. And an A74 for Cole. One more Tetris available. He's got a burn or two if necessary, but he won't need it. Deep breath into the kill screen, B11, and Cole goes in at B19. So a pair of 1.1s into 29. Cole with a Tetris. He's got this board down. CryticaLapis trying to get that well open so he can get a Tetris. Now just waiting for the long bar. And Cole gets that 5-tap over. B90 into level 30 to B69. Hey, now again. And both players dealing with complications of their own. Cole just with that ZP saying CryticaLapis trying to burn down. He is halfway up the board. He'll need to do some 5-tapping, and that's exactly what he is doing. But he can't get that tuck of the J piece in, and he's going to top out. And that means Cole has taken game number 2, C56 to B82. And personally, I mean, if you want to mull this out, Cole, I'm fine with it. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. But that is game number 2 in the books. So we'll put that second heart on the board. Cole has it, and we're tied at 1. And now that was a very exciting game number 2. Glad y'all got to experience that. And we'll take it to game number 3. Okay. BRB in about a minute. So we'll take a little breather here and then get to game number 3. Oof. Cole, you've changed. I did not realize we were playing a Classic Tetris Tag Team Weekly where you can tag out and get someone else in. Next thing you know, after this game, we're going to see Somalian on the left side instead of CryticaLapis. And as a side note, I'm seeing Hazel's shirt with the stencil ready with the font that Classic Tetris Monthly uses, and it's actually something that font is. I'm seeing that more outside of Classic Tetris Monthly. Like, if any of you watched I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, there was an NFL game where they had SpongeBob and Patrick on the Nickelodeon broadcast of it, and I was watching it. I'm like, wait a minute, they're using the SpongeBob font, not the SpongeBob, they're using the CTM font on the scoreboard. And then not too long ago, I saw it was like a Liberty Mutual commercial, and same thing. There's they're doing a game broadcast, and the emu was streaking onto the field, just ran out onto the field. And I look at the little scoreboard, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Classic Tetris Monthly font. So I guess, Vandy, your font's becoming a thing in mainstream television and commercials and stuff now. All right, now for the real question: what flavor of Pringles are those? You gotta let chat know the deets. What flavor of Pringles are you working with here? Original. Oh, fine. We'll accept it. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. We got some variety over here. Oh, Tetris Ranger said Hazel's setup is a junk food explosion. Well, I for one am here for it. Do we got to do a wellness check on Cole? Is Cole doing okay over there? We got to send a esports trainer out there to mend to any in-game injuries that may have occurred. All right, there he is. Welcome back. All right, folks, go ahead and get yourselves ready. We'll go to game number 3. Your seed should be C9. All right, and that's going to be C as in Catvinity 9. And now both players are ready. Let's count down game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, and we are off. So both players taken one game. We've had kill screen action in both of them. Let's hope that game 3 lives up to the hype that we've had in games number 1 and 2. We'll take a look at the all-time match history between these two, which is a grand total of 2 matches. These two are tied at 1-1 all time against each other. And in terms of game record, it is pretty even. Cole leads 3 games. Nope, I did it. 4 games to 3. I can count. Cole is up 4 games to 3. So the first time these two met was back in CTM Futures in October. Cole took that one in a sweep. And the second time they met was last month. I actually restreamed that one. It was a CTL Division 1A game, and CryticaLapis took that 3 games to 1. So, a recent history between these two, but pretty darn even. We'll see who can take the early rubber match in this series. Right now, coming up on 40 lines cleared. 212 for CryticaLapis, 135,000 for Cole. Again, nearing a third of the way to transition. 630 is the pace for Cole. We'll call this about a 410,000 transition pace for Cole here. But CryticaLapis doing what he's done for a couple of games here. Although, that's a dead T drop. Should be fine, but still, you don't want to have anything that ruins your efficiency. As Cole will now have an opportunity to take the lead back here, as CryticaLapis will need to burn a handful of lines to get back to Tetris ready. There is a Tetris for Cole. CryticaLapis getting that long bar over. Still long bar dependent in column number 5. He does get it down. And does get the Tetris. Hey, we both have a double hey now on the line count. 273K to 255K. Those are the paces. Both players looking at transitions just about 500,000 at the moment. All right, and right now both players having a gap of their own to deal with. Cole's is in column 10, CryticaLapis is in column 1, so we've got opposite sides of the well clogged up, but CryticaLapis does have a dirty Tetris, and he's going to get it. Right now, 372 to 349, CryticaLapis in the lead, still going aggressive for those dirty Tetrises. He's going to get another one. And right now, Cole is now free and Tetris ready. He'll get the long bar, he'll get the Tetris. All right, and once again, there's what we mentioned before. CryticaLapis loving to stack high and dig his way out of it. That's what he's doing right now. He does currently have the lead, 401K to 400K. And yeah, Anjing, I would agree with that. He is definitely vibing right now, just enjoying the moment. And you know, this game is fairly neck and neck. That's going to be a dirty Tetris for CryticaLapis and a well transfer. He's got 2 more Tetrises available until level 19. Meanwhile, Cole, a little bit not quite as advanced in the line count over here, is Tetris ready. Could get 4 more Tetrises with no burns, but if he burns, he's obviously going to lose one of those. But right now, with that one, could get 3 more. Both players building up Not seeing a long bar coming. We'll see who decides to blink first. It's going to be CryticaLapis, takes a couple of safety burns. And now Cole's going to follow suit, get a couple burns of his own. And CryticaLapis transitions at 487,000 was the transition. Got a Tetris into 19. And Cole is also going to burn in at 504,000. He's going to get a Tetris as well. So still very close here. Only separated by about a burn triple here is all the difference we see. It's like a 5,000 point differential, but Cole is a few lines behind. 140 lines versus 145. So given how close this is, that is in essence the difference right now. As Cole gets a Tetris 579, 565. He has taken the raw score lead here into level 20. Now both players getting their boards down, both getting a Tetris. Cole, the first to 600,000, now in level 21. CryticaLapis on level 22. We'll see how they're looking at this juncture, heading to kill screen in a handful of lines. It looks like CryticaLapis probably about in the high 900,000s or mid 900,000s, I should say, maybe like a 930, 940K. Meanwhile, Cole is looking right around max out territory. And about a 1.01 is what we're projecting based on where he was at in 22. But both players now into 23 and 24. Hey, now on CryticaLapis side, 692,000 to 706 for Cole. But CryticaLapis, his board is up high, probably higher than he'd like, especially since he can't get any Tetrises out of this. And Cole also with some gaps in the stack, so both players spending a little bit of time in the burn unit. Just trying to get this board free, get back to building for Tetrises, and try and grow a lead into the kill screen. Now, CryticaLapis needs to get something over to that left side. He does. Now he can work on getting this board down if he doesn't get O-bursted. Of course, that's the worst time to see an O-burst on the board. It's right there. But right now, 794K for Cole, 724K for CryticaLapis. So a little over a 2 Tetris edge for Cole as we are approaching level 27. Now CryticaLapis does have a dirty center well Tetris, and he gets it. That one was filthy indeed. And he's also managed to transition that well over to the right side. A good time to do it as we're on to level 28 for Cole, 800,000 to 833. Cole still on level 27, 10 lines behind. So it's an actual score lead, and it is a pace lead for Cole as CryticaLapis goes into kill screen at 873K. Meanwhile, Cole looking for the right piece. There it is. So he can tuck in that J, and he's got 2 more Tetrises before kill screen. 939 is the score. Takes a deep breath. He's got a couple of burns to work with, but he won't need them. 977 is the kill screen score. CryticaLapis at 922. So CryticaLapis will need the strong level 29 play to come back and take this one. Cole does have more runway to work with. Cole is on 241 lines. CryticaLapis on 254. Tetris for Cole. There is the max out. A27 the score. Little bit of a miss on that J piece for Cole, but he's gonna get this board down regardless. It looks like. CryticaLapis also trying to open up that well. Oh, he does get the 5-tap over on that long bar after he hangs the previous one. So still staying alive over here. 962 to A61 for Cole. The lead is about 100,000, just over 3 Tetrises, or just under 3 Tetrises, I should say. But time is going to start running out here. They've got 60 lines to kill screen. Now CryticaLapis Tetris ready. He's waiting for a long bar. He gets a burn, gets the Tetris A72 to A98 after that Tetris from CryticaLapis. Both players now have a 1.1, B17 to B04, levels 34 and 36. CryticaLapis doesn't have much runway left, but he does have the lead as of right now. So he's got about 24 more lines until the double kill screen, but he's going to top out. And with that line clear right there, Cole takes game number 3 into level 36, B34 to B26. Cole survives, completes a small chase down, and reigns victorious in game number 3. And little celebration on his side, little bit of relief he feels. And he's mulling this out, Cole. I am here for it. There is the Tetris C45. 3 more potential Tetrises before the double kill screen. There's one of them. He's got a C92 on the board and 1 more Tetris available to him. He's going to set up for a center well Tetris. Needs the long bar now. He doesn't have much time left, and he misses out on it, but he gets a C99. Had 1 more Tetris into the double kill screen. Wanted to get that D on the screen, but fell ever so slightly short. So we'll put that second heart on the board. Cole now leading 2-1. So let's go ahead and increment that seed. I believe we are at DA. That's going to be D as in Draco and A as in a Game Scout. All right, we'll let the players put in the seed, get themselves ready. Then we'll be off for game number 4. All right, looks like we got a little mini party coming in. I see Chen is here. I see some of you lurkers out there. Hello. I know obviously Anjing has been chatting a bit. Ravioli, I see you here. I see Wallband. I see you all here checking out the action. Good to have you on board. Once I see you ready on the right, we'll get to game number 4. Okay, and here we are. Both players are ready. Let's count this one down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And with a win here in Game 4, CryticaLapis will move on to the losers semifinals. CryticaLapis looking for a victory here to bring this to a decider, which of course means we need more points. Now, as most of you know, there is an in-person tournament coming up. It is the Boston tournament, 3 Boston, 3 parity. I wonder if, obviously I don't know because I haven't talked to them, but I wonder if both of these players will be out at Boston this year. I'm seeing the modified game that Fractal put together, whatever you want to call it, ROM hack, mod. And if the one I saw is the one that's going to be used at the tournament, it should be exciting. All right, Hazel saying, pretty sure both players will be there. Will you be there, Hazel? That is the follow-up question. But well, Hazel answers that. Score update, 160K for CryticaLapis, 122K for Cole. Gets a Tetris to 145. And there it is. We can confirm Hazel will be at Boston this year. But of course, we got to find out about the person that really matters in this assembly. Will Tetris Ranger be there? Now, I don't know about that. I don't know about that Tetris Ranger, because as a DAS player, the scoring actually favors you unless it's changed from how I understand the way that the ROM hack works. But right now, 221 to 206, CryticaLapis with the slight lead gets a dirty Tetris. Cole, nice and clean over on the right. He's going to get a regular Tetris. But yeah, I think Fractal called the hack, was it frustration or something like that? Basically, you lose points every time you have a directional input. So as a DAS player, it kind of benefits you, because if you do put in an input, you're only doing it once, and if you're doing DAS right, you may not even lose points, because if you're putting it in during the entry delay, then it wouldn't count. But right now, 318K for CryticaLapis. Well, make it 340 after that dirty Toastress, and a 299 for Cole. So about a 2 Tetris edge for CryticaLapis at the moment. But yeah, so pre-level 29, the scoring favors DAS. But obviously, once you get to 29, you would be doing a roll switch. But it does make for a potentially interesting scenario where somebody could be in a chase down, or somebody could have the lead top out, or however you want to describe it. But they end up ahead, and then all of a sudden they're behind in the score because of the loss of points. That's what I'm there to see. Obviously, not there in person. I will not be able to make it out to Boston, but I'll be watching. And Britt asking in the chat, is CTBW ELO ranked? No, it is not. CTBW is not for ELO. They have talked about including that in the future, but as of now, there is no ELO at stake here for CTBW. And now reaching the turn, 480K for CryticaLapis, 440,000 for Cole. We are making our way to the transition. So, Anjing letting us know, except for the big tournaments. Now, Anjing, does that okay. I was about to say, Anjing, I didn't think that included this one. So, yeah, the Classic Tetris Big Weekly, which are, every 10 brackets. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I figured you probably knew a little more than I did, Anjing, so thank you for the stat pack. But we are approaching transition, so we'll bring things in here as CryticaLapis goes in at 565,000. Cole with potentially 2 more Tetrises before hitting level 19. And there is one of them. No more birds available for Cole. You will need a Tetris to go in. Otherwise, if he doesn't, it's just going to be a burn into 19. There is the long bar. There it is. 543,000 is his transition. CryticaLapis about 10 lines in the future, so make note of that when you're figuring out who is ahead versus who is not. 600,000 for CryticaLapis, 567 for Cole. A good last-minute adjustment to accommodate that T-tuck by Cole. I'd really like to see that. A great, smart play on his end. And also a spit tuck of the ZP. So Cole throwing out some great maneuvers to accommodate that high level play. Love to see it. Something that I wouldn't even think of doing. Cole he just does it like it's nothing. But right now, 709 to 630. CryticaLapis still with the lead. So this is a lead of about 2 Tetrises and change, we'll call it. And CryticaLapis is on max out pace. It's probably maybe about a 1.05 is what I'll estimate. But it is still a max out pace for CryticaLapis here as he enters level 23. Meanwhile, Cole just going to take a good burn, put him into a Tetris. And Cole also on a max out pace. Call it about a 1.06 million. So pace-wise, they're about identical. But again, with Cole being a little bit behind in the line count, 177 versus 186, have to take that into consideration. So the pace lead may belong to Cole, but the actual score lead right now is in the hands of CryticaLapis, 839 to 803. As we are on levels 25 and 24, respectively. The Tetris for Cole, once again, I think we can officially say he does have the pace lead. And CryticaLapis does get that Tetris down 911, make it 944 to 898. CryticaLapis gets some back-to-back Tetrises. And he's just continuing to try and at least keep Cole honest, keep that pace high. Max out for Critical. He's at A11. Cole at 913,000. He's going to get a Tetris. And CryticaLapis almost a kill screen. He's got 2 more Tetrises he can get before 29. There's one of them, A81. And now Tetris ready. There is the last one. He's going to go in with a B17. So his pace has actually improved since level 22. Now onto the kill screen. Cole about to go into level 28 with that Tetris. That's a column 2 Tetris for Cole. And his next one will give him the max out. But CryticaLapis just keeping the pace on B97 on level 30. Meanwhile, Cole is setting up. He's got one more Tetris available, and he does have a burn if he needs it. A28 to C4, or C04, I should say. Vits for Cole, Tetris for Cole, kill screen for him, A64. Now he's got a B00. So down by about 4 Tetrises, not quite 5. And now we'll see who can come out on top. Will Cole manage to come back in this one? Or will CryticaLapis keep this lead and force the decider? That is the big question here. C70 to B91. CryticaLapis on level 33. Cole on level 31. Cole trying to set up for it, and he's going to get the Tetris C40. He's within a Tetris, roughly, of CryticaLapis now. Takes the triple. But also worth noting that Cole does have more runway to work with since we are approaching that level 39 line cap. So even though CryticaLapis may be ahead, Cole does have more lines to work with as CryticaLapis into level 36. E29 to D12. Again, CryticaLapis with the lead. Cole with another Tetris. Tetris is at this point pushing 40,000 points. So scaling also becoming a factor as Cole gets another Tetris. Both players have E on the board, so this is a double 1.4 match. CryticaLapis is nearing the double kill screen, and he's going to be coming up on a 1.5. He's got the 1.5, and he's got 10 lines to work with. 3 more Tetrises if he doesn't burn. There's a burn. He's down to 2 more Tetrises. But he does have a couple of burns available. But that's going to do it for CryticaLapis. And, oh my gosh, Cole does manage to take game number 4. It was a F09. And Cole has a F23, so a double 1.5 matchup in this one as Cole takes it 3-1. And hey, if there was a way for a game like that to end, that's how you want to see it. Both players on the verge of the double kill screen. Both players getting a 1.